The New York Giants went in there at home and took that win, man. What an impressive victory over the Eagles. Obviously, that's great news for the Giants, but listen, in my opinion, maybe I'm just in denial. And I might be. I love this damn team. I've been waiting for us to have a team like this for years. For years. I really, truly think we could beat anybody here on the schedule. I think we could beat anybody. Now, last night, Jaxson Dart. First off, how did this kid, number one, maybe it's coaching, and I don't want to overrate him, but it's hard not to really be a big fan of this kid, especially if you're a Giants fan. And maybe this is just my fandom talking. How can he look this impressive? And I know against the Saints, it was a little rough. He looked like a rookie. But against the Eagles, against them, one of the better teams in the NFL, third-ranked defense in the league. He went 17 for 25, 195 pass yards, 1 touchdown. Scatterboo opened everything up. 19 carries, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jaxson Dart, 58 yards on the ground with a touchdown. Dart is, in my opinion, one heck of a football player. He threads the needle, unlike I've ever seen before with the Giants. I have to be honest. I don't remember Eli Manning threading the needle like that, fitting the ball into tight spaces. Not like that. It reminded me a bit of a more elite quarterbacks in the league. And I'm not saying Eli wasn't elite. This is not what the video is about. But guys like a Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, how they just thread the needle. Dart reminded me a bit of that. It's good to be reminded of those guys when it comes to your player. But just his ability to move in the pocket, then to get ready to pass the ball, to see the field. We haven't seen this in years. He's much far better, in my opinion, than Daniel Jones. And Brian Dabolls got his quarterback. He got the guy that he's been wanting since he's come to New York. Now we have to talk about the receiving core. And Jalen Hyatt, 3 receptions. But he looked pretty good. Theo Johnson, 2 receptions. Lil Humphrey, 4 receptions. Signed off the practice squad. Excellent move to elevate him. I know they had no choice. He should have been elevated anyway last week against the Saints. He should have been. No reason why he wasn't. You lost Neighbors. You needed another body, and you didn't add him. Now, what did you do? You elevated him because you had no choice because of Slayton being hurt. And what did he do? He had a solid game. Wan'Dale Robinson, 6 receptions. He's the one who caught the touchdown from Jaxson Dart, 84 receiving yards. What a game for the Giants. And I think, let's look at the schedule. Now, Philly doesn't scare me as much. Now, we'll be going to Philly in a couple weeks, so maybe it's a different story, but they just don't scare me that much. Denver, we're facing them in our next game in Denver. So we have 2 games on the road. It might be tough, but I'm just so confident in this team. Look at that offensive line. That offensive line was tremendous. I know Carter wasn't playing for the Eagles, but who cares? That offensive line was great. It was great to watch. Andrew Thomas is the glue that holds that line together, but then everybody else gets elevated. Excellent game by the Giants offensive line. Scatterboo's ridiculous. I don't understand how this kid went to the 4th round. The 4th round. He could go down as the steal of the 2025 NFL draft. And I know he's a running back. Like, I get it. But what a season he's having for us. What a season Jaxson Dart is having, man. He goes and gets hurt, has that little, he was in concussion protocol. Wilson was on the field for a couple plays. He threw that one pass to Hyatt. Hyatt didn't run his route correctly, but he threw that one pass. Dabolls pissed. He is hot. He went into the tent to see what's going on with Dart, telling them to hurry up. It's being investigated by the NFL. I think in my opinion, that's a little too far. I don't really necessarily think they should be investigating it, but they are. And Mara went out and publicly apologized for it. But man, Jaxson Dart is going to save Dabolls' job, and he's going to save Shane's job. He will, if he continues playing like this. Now, we'll see what happens in Denver. Then we'll see what happens in Philly. But if we could take one of those two games, we're 3-5. This year's not going to be easy. It wasn't supposed to be. A lot of people predicted the Giants just having 3 wins, going 3-14. You could argue now that if Jaxson Dart started the season, that we could have won. I mean, Russell Wilson was tremendous in that Dallas game, so I can't take anything away from him there. He was good. It was just at the end there, it got a little fishy. But the Chiefs, they weren't playing great football against us, and they beat us. I feel like maybe if you have Jaxson Dart, we at least have a chance to beat the Chiefs. And then week 5 was just a mess. Maybe you're looking at an extra win potentially if you started Dart week 1. But because with the Commanders, I'm not sure if he plays. I mean, we let up 21 points. We didn't even score a touchdown that game. Maybe it comes out to a different outcome, maybe. But Jaxson Dart, what a season so far. He's 2-1 as a starter here in the NFL. Going to try to get his 3rd win versus the Broncos, but just all great news for the Giants. What a fantastic win. That pass rush. Brian Burns is, he's probably my favorite player on this team. I'm a sucker for edge guys, for defensive ends. I'm a sucker for those. My favorite player all the time is Michael Strahan. Justin Tuck is another one who I absolutely love. So I love guys who could get after the quarterback. I really do. I love guys who could do that. And Brian Burns is one of the best in the NFL at that. So when you have that kind of pass rush like we do with Thibodeau, Sexy Dexy, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, providing that pressure. And that's why, in my opinion, I think we could beat just about anybody. And that might just be me being a fan. And you know what? That's okay. I'll have that sense of false optimism, if you will. But I can tell you one thing. I haven't been this excited about the Giants in a really long time. And after the game against Philly last night, they got me incredibly, incredibly excited. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.